Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because there's just so much I have to tell you. So it's going to be kind of like a quick update of where we are before I actually move on to the puzzle that I'm going to be doing today. So as you know, we opened the Slovenian Jigsaw Puzzle Association and we are in full preparation to get the Slovenian Championship 2025 on. So the competition is open for anyone, but the rewards will be reserved for Slovenian nationalities only. As many of you know, we already had Slovenian Championship last year, but the things weren't really run properly and it was really crowded, so we just wanted to make it bigger and better for everyone attending. So we found a really good location. Yeah, we had to pay for it, but it's okay because it's just like, it's so massive. People are gonna have so much space to puzzle. It's got so many windows. It's like, it's really bright, especially if we have the sun out, because when we went to scout the location, it was completely overcast and it was still bright inside without the lights being turned on. So we are really looking forward to the competition and we are really putting all our efforts into it at the moment because we just want to make it as comfortable for you as possible. And I know it's a bit further out, so it's maybe a bit more difficult and complicated to get to it, but it was the one location that we could actually afford because we don't have that many connections, but we are hoping to make it bigger and easier to access in the upcoming years. So one thing that happened when we were scouting for the location for the Worlds, when we were scouting for the location for the Slovenian Championship, is we went around different schools and one school was really interested in us, like as in puzzling association, that they offered us to do like the outside, what is it called? I don't know what the translation is, but it's obvezne izbirne vsebine. I don't know how I would translate what we were invited to do, but it was basically high school collaborates with like outside providers. So they called us in to teach, you know, the kids, not the kids, they're not that young, but like the students, how to do speed puzzling. We were invited to spend 2 days at the school to teach speed puzzling and just puzzling in general. So we used the first day to teach them more theoretical parts and explain which puzzles are difficult, what's easy, what things to look out when speed puzzling. For instance, how to even begin with speed puzzling, to flip all the pieces over, eliminate the frame. And then we gave them a few tips on how to be faster. Obviously, I know that the main thing with speed puzzling is practice, practice, practice and your mindset. So this is something that each individual has to work on, but we gave them at least instructions on how to even begin their journey into speed puzzling. So on the first day we were just explaining some things as they were puzzling, so we allowed them to puzzle in pairs, which I think was a lot easier for them, a lot more comfortable, and also because we spent the first half of the class teaching them theoretical parts, we didn't have that much time to do individual competition. So we picked Brunch Crunch for them because I think it was just the way to go. It's one of the easiest puzzles to do and we wanted them to have fun and enjoy puzzling because this is what it's all about. So then on the second day we set up the competition for them, and because some of them were really fast, we gave them an option if they want to go compete individually or in pairs. So we actually had some really good times. We had 2 pairs finishing with 1 hour 5 minutes and there was 20 seconds between the first and the second place, and then we had the fastest time in the individual category with 1 hour and 12 minutes. So I think they did really well. They seemed to enjoy themselves and I really hope that many more schools asked us to do that because it was so much fun. And then at the end, because some people finished before the class ran out, we brought some wooden puzzles because they're so different to just regular puzzles, and they also actually expressed that they thought it's gonna be easier because the puzzles only had 100 pieces, and they realized that that's not the case because it's completely different to a standard cardboard puzzle. And because we were working with teenagers, I decided to leave their faces out of the video, but I still wanted to show the winners of the individual category and the fastest pair. And this is us after the class. So we had 2 days for like 2.5 hours. It was, I think, 3 school hours. The first day we taught them some techniques and showed them the differences between the puzzles and what's difficult, what's easy, how to tackle a puzzle, and then they tried themselves in pairs. And then the next day we had an actual competitions with the rewards as well, and it was so nice to see because people are actually so interested, because with the winners we gifted them to pay for their registration fee for the Slovenian Championship, and they were really interested to come. So I enjoyed being there so much. It was like a dream come true. I don't know how to explain, but we were there. I was really intimidated at first because I was like, those kids are not gonna listen to me, you know, there's not that much of an age gap. Well, it doesn't seem to me, but I'm sure it was for them because that's like 15 years difference. And I just didn't know really how to react, if I'm going to have any authority over them, if they're just going to be talking all day. But really, when we were doing the theoretical part, they were a bit like out of it. They didn't really want to listen. Not all of them, some of them. But then when we put the puzzles on the tables, everyone just went like, oh my god, look at the puzzle, and started opening the boxes and looking at the pieces, and some of them already started to assemble. So it was really nice to see the young people today still have that interest in puzzling, and we're really trying to break that opinion that jigsaw puzzles are for kids only, because I think this is like some sort of a thing in Slovenia. Every adult you ask like, oh, do you puzzle? And they're like, no, I used to when I was a kid, you know. So that's like an unspoken rule in Slovenia that jigsaw puzzles are for kids only. So we really want to show them that this is not the case and the puzzles can be for everyone. So we're going to be doing different events, and hopefully more and more schools are going to call us to come and show. It's not even about speed puzzling, it's just puzzling in general. But I think they've really enjoyed it, and I hope we're gonna see some of them at the Slovenian Championship. So what else was that I wanted to say? Oh yeah, the reason that I'm gonna be doing the puzzle today that I'm gonna be doing, oh my god, that was the weirdest sentence, is because we are gonna be gifting some puzzles away as well. We are gonna be gifting some puzzles away to a different association. It's like a fantasy world association in Slovenia, and they do a lot of board games and figure painting and, you know, Magic, Warhammer, all of those things. People go there once a week to play, and I saw some people there who attended the speed puzzling competition, so I think it's the right, you know, what is it called? Market? Can I say that? You know, the idea was that we just asked them to sign their last piece, or like, it doesn't have to be the last in case you have the same last piece as someone else. It's just like sign one piece, and then it's gonna be like a date. There's gonna be a space for date, so they can put like when the entire puzzle was complete, when the last piece was signed, and they could put the dates on. So I needed to choose some easy puzzles that I have in my collection, so that means they have to be really colorful and being able to be done within one night, because obviously they do it once a week and they have limitation with time. So I can't give them like the 5K puzzle and be like, yeah, just put it back in the box and then begin again next time you're there. So I had to pick the puzzles that are quite easy to assemble and fast to assemble and really colorful, ideally like gradients and stuff, and up to 1,000 pieces, so not over 1,000 pieces. So that's the reason why I'm going to be doing the puzzle that I have today. But there's also a trick that comes with this puzzle, and I'm going to tell you what it is after I show you the puzzle. It's a 1,000-piece puzzle by Innovakids, and the title of this one is Colored Pencil. So you've probably seen this puzzle in a puzzle haul, and I got it from Aldi, so I have no idea what the quality is gonna be. But I thought because it's so colorful and it's gonna be really easy to sort, I thought it's gonna be quite easy to do, therefore I decided I'm gonna speedrun this puzzle. You know, that was the trick that came with this puzzle, because when I bought it, I was like, I'm buying this puzzle so I can speedrun it. And I know, I said I'm never gonna speedrun a 1,000-piece puzzle before, but this is different because I don't think it's gonna feel like a 1,000-piece puzzle. I think I could definitely do it under 3 hours, but I think I could possibly do it in 2. Now, I don't know if that's me being, you know, overachiever. I just have no idea how difficult the puzzle is supposed to be. But one thing that could throw me off quite a bit is the fact that I don't know what the shapes of the pieces are, because this is still taped. Like, I haven't even opened the puzzle yet. I can't take the box off. So I have no idea what the shapes of the pieces are, but if it's all standard shaped pieces, I'm probably gonna regret speedrunning it, but I'm not gonna know until I actually open it. And that's also one of the reasons why I said that the video is gonna be different, as opposed to, you know, just keeping you up to date with everything that's been going on. This is also one of the reasons because it's not gonna be a normal puzzling video. There's gonna be no breaks in between the puzzling. I'm just gonna put the timer on and puzzle. So it's just gonna be one time lapse. And there was also another thing that I wanted to tell you, and I forgot what it was. I literally just remembered, and I lost it as soon as I remembered it. Oh yeah, about the 6K puzzle. So I've got really intense month. Well, 5 weeks starting next week. I'm gonna have like one weekend off when I go for holidays during the 1st of May, but everything else is gonna be completely busy because we have a time limitation on a project, so I'm not gonna be able to puzzle the 6K puzzle. I just wanted to let you know, so because you're probably waiting for the part 2 video. I've done like 3 weeks of it, but now I'm gonna have to take like a month off because it's just gonna be no way for me to do regular videos and do the 6K puzzling as well. So just wanted to let you know it's gonna take probably a little bit longer to finish the puzzle, just so you're aware. But anyway, oh my god, I've been talking for so long. I think there was enough talking from me, so it's time to move on to puzzling. And like I mentioned, I have no idea what the quality is gonna be until I actually open the puzzle. So I'm gonna cut it up actually now, because that's what happens at the competition. You don't have to, well, everything is already pre-cut because we don't have the foil around it or wrapping. So I'm just gonna cut it. Okay. Maybe I should, can I have a quick peek just to see what the pieces are so I can mentally get ready for it? Okay, I'm gonna have a quick peek. Okay, so this is open now. And just have a quick look. I need to know, I need to mentally prepare if it's gonna take me 5 hours or 3 hours. Okay, we've got all the shapes. Okay, yeah. So we've got all different shapes, so that's good. The pieces actually look quite good. It's like I opened a truffle puzzle. That's a good sign. Okay, closing it now. Because we are gonna have to do all of that for the competition. Okay, so wish me luck. I have to say that the beginning started off quite well with flipping the pieces, but I realized that I forgot how it is to do a 1000-piece puzzle as a speed run. Well, forgot. I've only done a few anyway, so it's not really a practice for me. But I've started to run out of space so quickly, it was insane. I didn't even know where to put pieces anymore. So I just decided to start with the frame, and I didn't even assemble the frame completely because I didn't have space for it. And I wanted to start up top with the yellow and orangey ones, but then it was so difficult to find those pieces because I realized with other gradient puzzles that I've done that the orangey, yellowy, reddish are the worst colors for me because it's really difficult for me to see the actual shade difference between them. So I had to start with something that was sticking out the most, which were the greens and the turquoise, and then going off to blue. And I think it was really easy to do that part. But then I started to move on to the other side with the reds. And like I mentioned, the reds don't really stick well with me because I just don't see that much of a color difference or gradient difference between them. And by that point, I started to lose a bit of daylight. It's not that late, but it's completely overcast today. So I kind of don't really have much help from the sun. So I started to notice quite a lot of reflection. And this is where it became a little bit painful to assemble this puzzle because the pieces, like I mentioned, are on truffle quality, so they're quite good. The cut is quite nice. I didn't really have issues with misfits, but the gloss, well, I wouldn't say it's a glossy puzzle, but it's definitely not matte. So once the sun went down a little, it became really reflective and difficult to keep puzzling. But still, as long as I had some colors, it was still easier, even though the top sections with the yellows was a little mess, if I can say that, because it just became, everything became all confusing. I really wanted to flip the puzzle upside down, but I didn't feel like I had enough done to do that because I felt like the puzzle could crumble or something if I accidentally went off the table, so I didn't do that. And I kind of regretted it because I think it would be better on the long run. But once I finished with all the colors, then I only had the wood left, and really it feels like there's nothing to go from. But once I started shape sorting and then put them all in line together on the board, it became a lot easier because I could see the direction in which the wood is turned. And even though it was ever so slight, it was really helpful to do it. But I have to say that I got quite stuck with the wooden part. I was definitely expecting it to be quicker and easier, but for some reason I just couldn't get it. And maybe the reflection was the one that was making it much more difficult for me. I don't know. I mean, it surely didn't help, but I'm not sure if it was the only reason. But overall, I still have to say that I really much enjoyed this puzzle. The puzzle is complete. It took me 2 hours, 16 minutes and some seconds. I forgot how many. But this was actually really good because I was kind of expecting 3 hours. I was aiming for 2 hours and hoping for it. So 2:16 is actually a really good time for me. I've really enjoyed the puzzle, but like I mentioned about the quality, it's actually a really good puzzle for the price that I paid for it. But you can see that it's got like some pieces that were still connected and there was like some tear of the pieces and it just stayed. And it's a little bit uneven. But overall, I didn't really have problems with misfits, and it's got all different shapes and the shapes are quite specific. So I actually think it was quite good. Like, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. But it's just, you can see that the quality is not quite there. So I would say from that sense is not as good as Truffle, even though I said it's on the same level. Because the end result, you can see the difference. With Truffle puzzle, you don't have the bumps, you know. But the cut is similar. Anyway, there was something else that I wanted to tell you. Oh yeah, Donna Louise is coming to Slovenia to the championship. Oh my god, we were just on the phone now. Well, voice messages. She's booked everything, so she's coming. Yeah, this is gonna be fun, so get ready to get some live streams when she's gonna be there. She's only coming for 10 days because obviously we've got the Worlds in September, so it's 4 months apart. But I'm home alone because my dad is gonna go for holiday, so I have to look after his dog. So we are all gonna be staying at his house, and there's gonna be so much space and so much puzzling going on. So I think this is gonna be it. No, I forgot to sign the piece. I need to sign the last piece because remember I said I'm gonna give this puzzle for to another association who do like fantasy stuff. So I'm gonna gift it to them, and I said that the goal is gonna be to sign all pieces. So I need to sign mine now. Yay. What date is it today? Okay. There we go. So I signed my piece. Need to wait for it to dry. And then I'm gonna put it in. Okay. I signed my last piece because it's the first signed piece anyway, so, you know, I can do that. But when the puzzle is gonna get fuller and fuller, it's gonna be difficult to actually sign your last piece because everyone's probably gonna end up with the wood section. So that's gonna run out quite quickly. But yeah, is there anything else? No, yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps my channel grow and, you know, helps me go to the competition. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm going to the European Championship as well. I've already booked it. I'm pairing up with Stein. And I think we already have a team. Yeah, we do have a team. Everything just happened like this week. Everything just happened this week. So yeah, I hope to see many of you there. And that's gonna be it for today. And I'm gonna see you next time. Bye.